It's been said that if Papa Jazz doesn't have it, you don't need it. On this episode of Around Town TV. I'm joined today by Tim Smith of Papa Jazz Record Shoppe on Green Street in Five Points. Tim, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Tell us a little bit about Papa Jazz and how it came to be.
Okay, we started in 1980. It was originally just a totally used record store, and back then we had 78 8-tracks. Of course, cassettes came, CDs came. It was the biggest change was probably when CDs came, which quickly became the dominant format. And over the last few years, vinyl sort of resurfaced to where it's now the dominant format in the United States. People buy about 60% vinyl, about 40% CDs. People tend to like the sound quality better. There's also, I think, the fact that if you're listening to a record, that's what you're doing. You're kind of on the sofa, you're listening, because the nature of it, you get up and turn it over, etc., etc. Sometimes people that are into collecting things, just like a book, a guy likes to have the book in his hand, a book on the shelf, as opposed to just maybe go to the library and get it or whatnot.
So, you've been around 38 years. You've seen the formats change. Right. How did you make the transition, and what have you done?
Well, when I went to CD, it was actually kind of easy. I mean, I was probably the most worried I had been that we would become an antique store, just a bunch of used records. But really, the business actually doubled within the first year. At the time, CDs were so expensive that the market for used CDs was much greater than the market had ever been for used records. Now, when the online internet sort of started taking off, we, like most retailers, always sold online also, and that kind of made up the difference. Now, in the music business, online sales have actually sort of decreased over the last few years as opposed to increasing like they might be in most industries. But fortunately, when vinyl sort of came back, that again just sort of filled the void.
Do you also have an online presence? So
yeah, we sell online. We have a website. We have a Facebook page. Facebook page really helps people keep up with what stuff came in today, etc., so they can go, that's down there, let me call them and get that.
What about if somebody is looking for that rare album, that rare piece of music? Do you have the access to go seek it out for them?
Well, rare stuff sometimes is pretty hard.
Sure, it's rare.
Right. $1,000 record is $1,000 record. You can't just make one show up. But in terms of like new stuff, if they're making it, usually it's 1 to 2 days to get it.
Are new artists releasing music on vinyl?
Mostly. There's lots of them that there's several artists right now have vinyl release, do not have a CD release. So say even just 2 or 3 years ago, you probably had a pretty high percentage of artists that would have a CD release and not have a vinyl release. Then it got to be where it's kind of both, but now you're seeing probably just as many artists release it just on vinyl and just on CD. When
I was in college, I'd walk down the hill from USC to come buy used CDs.
Right.
Because like you mentioned, CDs were expensive, but the used one I could get for $5 or $6.
Right.
So do you still do good used business?
Yeah, I mean, used CDs and records are still a good percentage of the business. I mean, that the store started as a used record store, and in terms of, like you're talking about, finding the rare, the unusual, that's, you still, there's still that. It's always that aspect. You never know what's going to come in. The recording industry is over 100 years old, so there's tons of stuff that's not on CD or record. So there's tons of stuff. The only way you're going to get it is to, find it used.
Where's your shop? Give us the address.
2014 Green Street in Five Points.
So you're right up from the fountain in Five Points.
That's correct.
On Green Street.
Across from Andy's Deli.
Right down. Everybody knows where Andy's Deli is. Hey, you were here first, though, right?
No, Andy was there. He's one of the older guys in Five Points, but geez, I'm one of the older guys in Five Points.
Well, I sure do appreciate your time, and thank you for visiting with us today. It's Papa Jazz Record Shoppe has always got a warm place in my heart. I think most of my CD collection came from here at one point or another. So thanks very much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Right. I'm Flynn Bowie, your Columbia mortgage lender. If you're moving to town and you're looking to buy a house, I would be honored to help you with your mortgage. If you need an introduction to a realtor, I work with top agents all over the Midlands, and I can help you make that connection. Thanks for joining us today on Around Town TV, where we talk about all things local Columbia. Places to eat, things to do, just stuff you should know. I'd love for you to subscribe, hit the button down there at the bottom, and also the little bell will send you a notification every time we upload something new. Thanks for tuning in. Have a fantastic week.